Back then, what made you even take the chance of like making that type of music? Like, because you was the first. You was the first.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for allowing me to come back.
No, hell no. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Well, go ahead.
I'm a big fan of the show.
Yes, thank you.
I follow
Appreciate
you guys
that.
on all social media, and I love what y'all be doing.
Appreciate that.
And how y'all been doing it. Just like you say, y'all done got big time.
Yes.
Was in the,
That's right.
We were
weren't doing good.
We was good.
Big time and shit. Hey, so I was like, okay, hold on. These boys got big time. One day, but then I appreciate y'all having me. But,
hell yeah.
But to answer the question, man, I was a DJ, first off, ghetto style DJs, I'm spinning, DJing around here, doing parks, doing dances, doing high school dances, skating rinks and all the whole shit, and basically we would start bringing down hip hop artists. We would pretty much, it was a guy named Tiny Head, he brought Jekyll and Hyde down the first time, and then when we saw him doing that with his DJ group, then I started bringing down dudes like Tila Rock and Mantronics and all kind of stuff like that. Artists like that, I mean, Divine Sounds, you name it. And so I ended up, I was embedded into, the New York culture of hip hop and had a clear understanding of what it was all about. It was the stickers, it was the break dancing, it was the whole style, that was going on. So I'm like, okay, end up with 2 Live Crew. They came down and they didn't have a label. They were on Cola Records, the same label that Ice T and Ice Cube and all of them.
Right?
Because he told me something today. He said the 2 Live Crew came out of LA.
Yeah.
That messed me up.
Yeah, Mr. Mix was the only one from Miami.
No, none of them.
Not even Mr. Mix?
No, Mr. Mix from San Bernardino.
Oh, I thought Mr. Mix was the one from Miami.
Yeah, no, he's from San Bernardino.
Paul wouldn't let this argument drop. He said one of them is from New York.
2 of them from New York.
Oh, Paul, you won the argument,
Paul, you won the argument.
I can't believe he knows.
Brother Marquise is from Rochester, and
Fresh Kid Ice was from where?
From Brooklyn.
What?
Rest in peace to both of them, by the way.
Yeah, rest in peace
what's
to both
crazy?
of them.
Me listening to the 2 Live Crew back then. All I could see is, I thought it was all Miami. I couldn't see LA, none of that. So when you said that to me outside, I was like, get out of here, man.
Well, so how does that go from LA to over here to you?
So they were in the military.
Right, that's what they meant.
They all met in the military. Before it was another young man in the group. It wasn't Marquise. Marquise was in Alabama at the time.
Oh, wow.
It was another dude named Yuri Vila. So you had 2 sides of the record. You had Beatbox, which was a kind of dance song that I spent down here, got hot. And before you know it, start bringing them down. Then the other side was Revelation. Revelation was more like a conscience song. So if you can imagine, 2 Live Crew
as a conscience song
was probably one of the original conscience song groups. And so, when they came down, they were like, yo, we ain't got no label. We trying to do this. And I'm promoting shows. I want to be like fucking Al Heyman. Right. I ain't trying to be no damn record executive. Right. So at the end of the day, I was like, okay, well, I know some record companies around here. Let me hook y'all up. And then everybody was like, hell no, they don't do no hip hop in the South. You tripping. They were doing dance music like Trenier and stuff like that.
Music wasn't that back then?
No, it wasn't.
Early.
Okay. Yeah, this was early. I mean,
it was just the sound, the DJ crews.
Okay.
Yeah, just us DJing. So I ended up, make a long story short, I ended up like, fuck it. I put the record out. So then it was like we had this little thing that we used to create dances in the dance. Like we had one dance called Ghetto Jump, where everybody, we used the Wild Wild West theme and everybody ghetto jump. And then they'll jump. And then we had another dance called Throw the D. So they would dance, throw the D, the guys would throw the dick. They were throwing the dick. Yeah. It was like, and so what ended up happening, I was like, okay, well, fuck it. We'll put the record, we created a dance, and everybody was doing it anyway because we were doing skating rinks.
Before the Pac Jam?
We called it the Pac Jam skating ring.
Oh, okay.
I made the money from the Pac Jam to then buy the Pac Jam. So we had a skating ring. We did Carol City Saying Hi. Then we did the skating ring. Then we did Out of Powder. So we were doing these parties, and then at Sunday we would do African Square Park. So we were in the front of like almost 10,000 people on a weekend. So we would be able to break a record.
And they all moved over here then, I'm assuming, at that point. Right?
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, we just, I said, fuck it, we'll do this song right here. And then we did Throw the Dick.
Right.
And then that shit was hot. It went crazy. And that was like the first Dirty song.
Right.
And then after we did Throw the Dick, then that was the Days of Answer song.
Right.
So the motherfucking mob told me, hey, look here, man, I was taking the record around. They had one distributor, and one distributor was like, yo, you gotta, I was like, give me my money for this fucking record. I ain't trying to be in this shit.
Wow.
And they were like, yo, for you to get your money for that record, you gotta give us another record. So then that was the Days of Answer records. You had Roxanne Shante, Roxanne. So everybody was doing answers back then. So I got my little niece, my little cousin. It was like, yo, you got to do a fucking song. She ain't no fucking rapper. No, we going to write this shit. You going to go in there, which is the group Ann Quet. And she went in there and did Throw the P, Throw the Pussy.
Oh, the response.
Okay. So we did a response song. Then okay, give me my money for this shit here. This shit hot right here. And so that's how I ended up. And then I was like, well, this street hustle shit ain't really getting it. I need to be hustling some motherfucking records. So at the end of the day, then that's when I flipped over to doing that. And before, and we just went from song to song. And back then, singles was hot. And I was like, fuck that shit, because the thing is, we had down here, what people don't realize in Miami, which helped me out a lot, was every major record label would press their records down here. To go to Colombia and all over the islands and shit.
Mastering guys were out here too.
Exactly. So you had record companies here, but then they were cutting the records, and they were the cassettes and the records and all that for dirt cheap. So you damn near can I would get this right here cost me 21 cents, and the cassette was costing me 30 cents. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to hustle this shit. And then I was like, fuck these singles, because the industry was like, yo, it's all about singles. I'm like, hell no, we're gonna do an album, and then I'm gonna cut the price on the album, and I'm gonna cut the single.
Right, because you was the record label.
Yeah, I was the record label. And we just pumping this shit all across the country. I mean, it was a great time.
And one of the first independents in hip hop. If not the first.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Like you guys, maybe Rap A Lot was around the same time?
No, they came out after us.
After?
Yeah, everybody basically was out there. And that's what people, people don't give us the credit for. We created hip hop in the South. No question about it. It was non-existent.
Goddamn.
It wasn't, you talk to Baby will tell you try to sign up with us. We signed an artist from New Orleans named Bust Down.
Okay,
we signed MC Shadi out of Atlanta. So it wasn't, they didn't have record companies, nowhere in the South. We went to fucking Houston, and I signed up H-Town.
Wow.
So it was, it was a lot of, okay, how the fuck we do this? And then I was trying to fucking sign up Master P when he had the Ice Cream Man song. P told me, no, I'm trying to do what the fuck you do. Hell no, I see what you doing, how you moving, which which was mad respect.
And that wasn't popular back then, especially a black man owning his own label. So what made you, I know you had music that was explicit and all that, but that's still that boss mentality. What made you say?
You had to, because there were no record companies in Miami. I mean, it was dance record companies. Saying you got a hip hop record from Miami is like, you tell an A&R motherfucker.
Especially back then, right.
They were like, hell no, we ain't doing that. It was all, either you were from New York and Philly was, doing their thing, and California was doing their thing. Even at that time, most of those guys, NWA and everybody else, Egyptian Lover and all them, Dre and all them, they was on Macola Records, the same distribution company that Two Live Crew was on.
Right.
All them dudes was over there. So,
and at one point you had a relationship with Atlantic, right?
Yeah. So when I did Band in the USA, I was like, okay, I want to blow this shit up.
Right.
And then, I need the big machine.
Okay.
And then I cut the deal with Atlantic. That was a real interesting deal because, I went in there. I mean, it was Tooch Aram.
Sylvia Rome was running
Sylvia
right
Rome. Okay. It was crazy because Doug Morris brought me in the office. It was me. It was me, Craig Cowman, and Jimmy Iovine.
Wow.
And it was all three of us. One was doing music, and the other one, Craig, had a house label in Chicago.
What?
And so we all was sitting in the fucking office, in Doug Morris' office, and he was like, y'all the three next motherfuckers that gonna be running the music industry.